how I see certifications is...
Well, it's a hot topic, first of all. I think we all agree on that one.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Ru.
I'm Christian.
So I'm Rana.
Make employers aware of how valuable it is to have a certification of completion from a BBST course.
Let's discuss a bit also about one topic that's hot for many participants and employers, meaning certifications. So how I see certifications is a way to evaluate, and like an externalized way to evaluate the knowledge and abilities of people regarding a specific topic. Now, it's important because in this field, people, like, there are like many certification programs for different things, and like some people focus or some people certifications are more important than others. So we would like to discuss a bit about this topic. I'll start with mentioning that in the BBST classes, we give, for those who successfully complete the course, a certification of completion, which means that we can say that specific participant student has gained the skills and the knowledge and that we intended or we had in mind, and also that we saw progress from the point the student started the class to the end of the class. So that's what a certification in BBST is. And yeah, one other thing to mention is that it's not only about like taking the exam and there you go, you pass the exam, you have the certificate of completion. We, as I was saying, we want to see progress. So we look on the activity the student had throughout the course, the class. Now, how do you see certificates, or what's your understanding, Christian? Or
well, it's a hot topic, first of all. I think we all agree on that one. To me, I see some value actually in certifications. I mean, just because you have some certification, some piece of paper, that doesn't mean that you are automatically good at something. But on the other hand, for most certifications, it at least shows that you have put some time, some effort into certain topics, and that you at least know some basic concepts about certain things. And so that is one way for employers to make sure that candidates at least have some very rough and basic knowledge about that. So especially in a field like testing, I think where we usually don't have people who have a university degree in software testing or something like that. Those kind of things are not available. And also many colleagues I had in testing don't come from an IT background, but from other backgrounds. And so that people, companies at least can make sure they have some basic knowledge about certain things. Certificates certainly have a value, but on the other hand, that's not everything. I mean, there's so much more to being skillful than just to bring along some certificate. But I think it at least shows that someone has the intention to deal with certain topics and has an interest in whatever field you're taking your certificate. And from a learner's point of view, well, I think, or at least it's my experience, I've taken away useful things from actually every certificate class, from some classes more, from some classes less, but I've never ever gone out of a certification class and said I haven't learned at least one useful thing. So if it's just one thing that makes my life better, then I think it's worth it.
And I think it also is important from a learner's perspective that some employers value certain certifications. So I mean, it's a fact. So it does help you build your your CV, let's say, from that point of view. And I think our work in terms of BBST is to also make employers aware of how valuable it is to have a certification of completion from a BBST course, because that says a lot about students a tester's skills in a different way from other certifications. I personally believe that, and it also shows that they've kind of been persistent and really worked through something that was not at all easy, that was very time consuming for a long period of time. So it already says a lot about the interest of that person in building their own skills. And I think overall, this is all this is about. Like you said, Christian, if you learn something from it, then you've already gained something. You got something out of it, and it's always about we need to constantly get better at what we do, and we need to constantly learn. And this should be the main driver in anything that we do in terms of courses, because that's the overall goal.
Yes, I've seen many students who are very satisfied to get the certificate of completion because they feel like their effort was appreciated. So I think it's nice to see people at the end saying that, okay, I put a lot of effort into this course and I'm so happy that I managed to successfully complete it. And what we've also seen is that more and more employers actually take into consideration the BBST certificate of completion, as Ru was saying, as a proof of the interest and effort to learn, and also it shows that people started building some learning skills that they will be useful in learning any other things they plan to learn, or many other things they plan to learn as part of a professional development in a company or in several companies.
Yeah, and from a participant point of view, I mean, let's face it. Certificates can be door openers. Sometimes you won't get into an interview process if you don't have at least some certification, and there are jobs out there, at least here in Germany, where you can't get into certain jobs if you don't bring some certificate. And as you just mentioned, one thing I see is that also BBST is mentioned there more often than in the past, and I think that's a good thing. And why should you, as a in terms of personal career development, why should you not use those things to propel yourself? I mean, it's that's the one thing. The other thing is, as you mentioned, the learning part. And I mean, we are at a point, at least from my experience, we are at a point where actually learning is never over. So it's lifelong learning. I mean, when I left school, some people said, "Oh, we're done with learning now." Well, yes, if you just knew just started there, going back to university, and I think especially in our working environment, it's totally important to stay up to date. So it's I mean, even if you have a computer science degree that is 20 years old, that probably won't help you a lot today, because things have developed, have evolved, and so it's you have to keep up and you have to learn, and exams are and certifications and classes are definitely a part of that.
That's very true.
I mean, it's from my experience, you have to learn in different domains. So you have to know about your domain. So what kind of business are you in? But you have to learn about technology and methodology as well. And having several methods at your disposal is really a good thing. So
yeah, and also that the challenges are maybe old ones or new ones. So it's good to actually understand the challenges and learn how to overcome them in testing. And yeah.
So come to a BBST class near you.
Yes,
it would be interesting in a future discussion to continue on this path of learning, like lifelong learning, and how that helps people in their careers, and to discuss a bit about career paths. What do they want? What are, like, for example, our viewers, or maybe people that took a class, like testing classes. What do they want to learn next? Or so we would like to. Actually, we were thinking to continue this series with this topic, and we are waiting some feedback from you if this is of interest. And how do you see career path and learning in your job? Or
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea that we had. We want to talk about career paths. So the question is, where do you want to go? What are your next steps? So what is it that you want to learn? But on the other hand, if you want us to talk about something else, just let us know. So if you have any specific things where we would like to know, what does BBST say about this? What does it say about that? Feel free to drop us those questions as well.
Thank you for this discussion. It was nice to sit down and chat on one of our favorite topics.
So it would be interesting to see what the next topics could be, and what are the topics of interest for you. So let us know.
Yeah, and at least from my side, I hope you had just as much fun watching this as we had preparing and doing this. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you.